This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Hi Gemini, the football transfer window's open. How are my team's stats looking?
Well, your team definitely has a lot of star power.
Do you think we're going to have a good season?
It's going to come down to consistency and a little bit of luck on your side.
I'll let you know if we win.
I'll be keeping an eye on the scores.
Yeah, me too.
Now we're talking. Transfer to Google Pixel 9 with Gemini Live today. Sequences shortened. Gemini Live available for ages 18+. Internet required. Results are illustrative. Check responses for accuracy. Feature and account compatibility limitations apply.
Yo, UK! At BetMGM, we give our players sports betting entertainment like nobody's business. Football, horse racing, darts, boxing, tennis, golf, NFL, NBA. You name it, we got it. Offers? You know it. Bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM, it's showtime.
New customers only. Exclusions apply. 18+. Please gamble responsibly.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Hi, we're back. We're back into league action after an FA Cup weekend that has been successful for both of the clubs for the upcoming game. I am joined this evening by Sam Parks, who is our resident Exeter City fan, to talk about the upcoming game at St Andrews at Knighthead Park on Saturday. I'm going to start off, first of all, by saying today's announcements regarding Gary Cook stepping down as CEO and a member of the board at Birmingham City Football Club. Like to place on record our thanks through the team at Tilton Talk and the away end and all of our listeners to Gary for all of his support and work that he has undertaken at the club since the takeover of Knighthead. He's been instrumental not only in the changes that we've seen at the ground, but the club as a whole. So thank you, Gary, for everything that you've done. And also, good luck to Jeremy Dale, who is stepping in as interim CEO. So we come off the back of a double cup week for Birmingham, seeing both of those with 2-1 wins. First of all, over Lincoln in the FA Cup, where we saw a Lyndon Dykes wonder goal. If you haven't voted, don't forget, vote for that as goal of the FA Cup games. And also a 2-1 win over Swindon Town in the Virtue Cup. But also a positive weekend for Exeter City fans, as they also went on to win and a great result over Gary Rowett's Oxford with a 3-1 win at the weekend, which I believe, Sam, if I'm right, takes you into the fourth round of the Cup since the first time in 1981. So probably before you were even a twinkle in your parents' eyes.
Yeah, no, I certainly wasn't alive back then. A lovely thing to see. We don't often make the third round, and Oxford they're a good championship side at the end of the day. They could stay up in that championship. To get a 3-1 result, and it could have been more, to be honest, at home, was a really good result, I think, for us. And yeah, I couldn't be happier. Forest at home in the next round, going to be very tough.
Both clubs getting good home draws, actually. So yourself with Forest, and of course Birmingham taking on Newcastle again at St Andrews and Knighthead Park. So both of them challenges for the clubs as we move forwards. But I think both of them have also got the makings of great games, and no doubt the prospect of television as well for both of those. So it's a bit of a strange one, this, but actually I'll go on to say that Birmingham are going to be playing Exeter for the third time this season, coming up on Saturday. Both of the results obviously have gone Birmingham's way. 2-0 in the league, 2-1 in the Virtue Cup. But I think the main thing is, across both of them, there was obviously the continued support and love for the Stansfield family, which will no doubt be reciprocated again on Saturday. So tell us, since we last played, been some changes. I know just over the past couple of days, the change in your defence with Exeter losing, it's fair to say probably one of your better players this season, who's been on loan from Brentford in the centre half. But what else, if anything, has changed, or what can we expect to be different on Saturday as you visit us?
Yeah, it's been a positive spell, I think, since you knocked us out of the Virtue Trophy. That was a cup that we weren't expecting to win. And you guys have a very strong depth, so I'd expect you guys to go quite far in that. But no, it's been positive. We picked up some good wins against Burton, Bristol Rovers, teams down the bottom that we're fighting with in the lower mid-table. So it's been positive. Squad-wise, has been really positive as well. We've had some of our main players come back. Dimitri Mitchell back from fitness. He's back to full fitness now, and he scored 3 or 4 in that period. So it's given us a bit more energy up front, which is nice. But as you touched on, losing Kramer back on loan to Brentford, he's gone back there. There's rumours with him going to Millwall on a permanent, but I to be honest, I don't know. But he's a big miss for us. Our main centre back, he scored 4 or 5 from set pieces this season.
Yep.
So he's going to be a big miss both offensively and defensively. That's the main change in personnel for us. Losing our main centre back. But apart from that, I think it's been steady at Exeter. We're looking good in mid-table, and I'm pretty happy with how the club's going, and very excited to come up on Saturday.
I know last time we spoke, there was are Exeter in there to be mid-table, or Exeter there to fight, against a relegation. But I think at the moment, 31 points, 15th in the league. Is that fair to say where you expected to be, or actually is that above expectations? And I think, the one thing I can turn around and say is, I believe I've seen 3 worse teams than yourself this season. And therefore, I would firmly expect Exeter to remain in the division going into next season. But what do you think? Is that a fair assessment of how it is at the moment? And can you see yourself improving, or do you think there's still going to be that struggle as you go towards the end of the season? And looking at the league, you are 14 points clear of the bottom 3. So you would hope that would be enough.
Yeah, I think I fully expect us to come into the season and put in another strong mid-table performance like we have done the last 2 seasons, really. Anything above that, you're going to take as a positive. And, it's going to be tough in this league this year because there's some big players, yourself, Huddersfield, your likes of Bolton that may not be on form right now, but they're always big teams, Wrexham. So no, I'm really happy with how it's going. I expect us, to stay in that sort of mid-table. Hopefully progress. We had a bit of a tough fixture run running up to Christmas. We had Stockport, Wickham, yourselves. We had Barnsley in there, all top teams that are going to be up near the playoffs. Wrexham as well. So I think when easier fixtures come, which we have in January and February, I'd expect us maybe to climb a few places. But mid-table is kind of what I expect with this squad, and to be honest, all us Exeter fans are really quite happy with that.
And what you see, as kind of, I suppose, the next step, and with the change in personnel that's happening across your defence, what do you think we should expect on Saturday? Is it going to be a wholesale change in structure and formation for the team, or will the manager just slot in another centre half and say, right, go and show me what you can do?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be wholesale changes. I think we'll play in a very similar way to we did, especially in the Virtue Trophy game, where I think we showed our attacking talent a little bit more. I think it'll be a bit of a plug and play at the back, a little makeshift defence, but I think our attacking has been bolstered since those games. So I'd expect hopefully a little bit more up front. I know it's going to be tough on Saturday, going away to you lot who haven't lost at home all season. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but I wouldn't expect any wholesale changes from Gary Caldwell. I'd expect, bit of a makeshift defence, but there's players that we have that can be plugged into those gaps and hopefully put in a strong performance.
And what can we expect from the team? So obviously there's always a difference between, for me, when a team plays at home and when they are going away. And the one thing I've seen so far at St Andrews at night at Park is that teams do come and they don't sit back and just expect to take all the pressure. They do actually at times come out on the front foot. So what can we expect from Exeter on Saturday?
Well, I'd like to think that's what we'll see from us. I know, we're quite a ball playing side. We're not a hoofball League One side at all. I really hope that, and I'd expect us to, when we can, get the ball down, try and get playing, play out from the back a little bit and try and work the way up the pitch. It's going to be tough, especially in that midfield battle where you guys have, some of the best midfielders in the league. But yeah, I'd like to think that, we're going to try and play on the front foot and make it a really exciting game for, both sides.
I think what's going to be interesting is you mentioned that in midfield, but actually this week's been announcements of the injuries that actually Birmingham have picked up through the games in the FA Cup and also in training this week. So, we're going into the game with, firstly, Jay Stansfield. Jay Stansfield has been out for the past few weeks. He took a knock in the league. Has been rested, has trained though this week, and I think he's expected to make the team on Saturday. However, we do know that we will be without Willem Williamson in midfield. Again, an injury that is going to keep him out for a few weeks, from what we understand. And then also Paik and Iwata, who have been the staunch players across that midfield. Both of them taking little niggles and knocks through training. Again, fingers crossed they will be in the squad come the weekend. No wholesale changes, I don't think, for Birmingham's perspective. What will be interesting is that structure, though, across the midfield to see who does replace Williamson. Also, the attacking players and the wingers that we've had on the pitch in the previous games. So I know Anderson was a thorn in your side for one of the games. He's injured, so I don't think you'll be seeing him on Saturday. However, we are seeing some of the younger players now breaking through and giving them opportunities. And in fact, in the FA Cup, having a run was good for them. Harris, I see more involvement for Harris in the team. And as much as some of the fans haven't yet taken to Lyndon Dykes, he is beginning to slowly grow into the side. More coming off the bench than anything else, but we do tend to see a little bit from him there.
Hi, Gemini. The football transfer window's open. How are my team's stats looking?
Well, your team definitely has a lot of star power.
Do you think we're going to have a good season?
It's going to come down to consistency and a little bit of luck on your side.
I'll let you know if we win.
I'll be keeping an eye on the scores.
Yeah, me too.
Now we're talking. Transfer to Google Pixel 9 with Gemini Live today. Sequences shortened. Gemini Live available for ages 18 plus. Internet required. Results are illustrative. Check responses for accuracy. Feature and account compatibility limitations apply.
We're BetMGM Sports and Casino. We know things aren't always golden. That's why we offer you the tools to keep your place safe. Set timeouts to always ensure you take a break when you feel like you need it. Set reality checks so you know exactly how long you've been playing. And set deposit limits to help control what you spend. Stay golden with BetMGM. Play responsibly.
18 plus.
When we've played you before, you've already mentioned about being on the front foot a little bit, Danny, and from what I can recall, a lot of wing play from the games, especially the cup game. And I know that was a little bit of a mixed perception, really, because it was half a side, really, from each area. But excuse me, does that continue? Is that what we can expect on Saturday? Attacking, whether that be via wing backs or just general wingers, and then whipping a ball into a centre forward?
Yeah, I think it is one of the ways that Gary likes to play the ball. We've got some really quick wingers who have a good cross on them. Dimitri Mitchell, one of those, Caleb Watts, Vinnie Harper, all back to full fitness and on the wings, as well as Colwell, who's just come in from Cardiff, if I'm correct, on loan. He was at Cheltenham. We've just signed him, another, who can cross the ball. So I would expect to see that, especially, we've got a big target man in Josh McGuinness, who has quite a similar play style to Lyndon Dykes, to be honest, is good in the box and, big striker. So, yeah, I would expect us to throw a few balls in the box. I think that is a way that Gary wants to play, play it out, get the ball wide and then into the box. So, yeah, I think that's a real possibility. And I think, it could be a proper strength for us, especially on the counter-attack at the weekend.
Yeah, and I think this is what we're seeing. And as I say, it's what we've seen through the teams that have come. Is they're not afraid to give it a go. And there's always a spell where it doesn't matter which team you are, you're going to have a spell of the ball and create opportunities. I think the one thing that we are definitely seeing is that our defence is getting stronger, which teams don't want to hear. But we're going in on the back of clean sheets in the league, which is exactly what we've wanted to see. We are 13 unbeaten at St Andrews at Knighthead Park now. It's we've got a record of 15 that we're aiming to go out and better. Obviously, expectations are high as it would be going into any team that we're playing against. But again, I don't underestimate and rule out anything because at the end of the day, this league is so topsy-turvy that anything can happen on the day. I suppose before we kind of wrap up and go into tell us a little bit about, again, your thoughts. Excuse me, you've already mentioned that you're coming up to Birmingham for the game. What are your expectations of the day in terms of the ground, the area, as a fan? Is this your first time coming up to Birmingham, and what are you expecting?
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. We haven't played you lot away since 1999. Obviously, I wasn't there for that. So my first time come to St Andrews. I'm looking forward to it. We've been to Birmingham before. Teams like Walsall we've played numerous times over the years. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I know there's about 2,000 of us coming up, near enough a sold out away end. So yeah, I'd expect us to get into the pubs in the town in the centre. But no, we're all really looking forward to it. And the Stano connection, I think, is really good between our two clubs. So I'm sure there won't, it's going to be a good occasion for all fans. And looking forward to getting up there and meeting some Blues fans. And yeah, I think it's just going to be a really good day out, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to it.
And I think you mentioned the Stano connection there, but first of all, the large shirt at the game was just fantastic. I think yes, Jay scored, but his celebration and just that, for me, look up and kiss to the sky was just extremely apt. And I know that obviously we'll be seeing the Stansfield family in the game, and there'll be no doubt in Jay's box for that. But also, there's a lot of work that's gone on since then in regards to charity work that's occurred across some of the official supporters clubs for Birmingham and linking together with Exeter. So,
hi Gemini, the football transfer window's open. How are my team's stats looking?
Well, your team definitely has a lot of star power.
Do you think we're going to have a good season?
It's going to come down to consistency and a little bit of luck on your side.
I'll let you know if we win.
I'll be keeping an eye on the scores.
Yeah, me too.
Now we're talking. Transfer to Google Pixel 9 with Gemini Live today. Sequences shortened. Gemini Live available for ages 18+. Internet required. Results are illustrative. Check responses for accuracy. Feature and account compatibility limitations apply.
If you guys are or aren't aware, but after the game in the cup, Jay actually came across to some of the fans that had made their travel down to Exeter for it, and provided them with some signed boots. Now, those are currently in a competition where any funds raised will be split 50-50 between the Birmingham City Foundation and the Adam Stansfield Foundation as well. And also on Friday evening before the game, there is actually a charity event that's being hosted by one of the official supporters club for Birmingham. Believe that some of the Stansfield family will actually be in attendance for that. That's an opportunity for players of old to come out, and there's some interviews with Paul Caddis and Adam Rooney that will take place. along with some representation from the club, but also again from that ticket sales, all funds are going to go towards being split 50-50 between the two foundations. So, there's a lot of love really between, I think, the two clubs, and it's great that we've been able to offer those opportunities and links through the family, and it just shows the passion that they have for both clubs, which is absolutely awesome. You've mentioned Saturday, you've mentioned about coming up. I can't go without saying, don't forget to have a wander round. You get an opportunity to have a wander around the ground, because you guys wouldn't have seen it, but things have massively changed. We've now got a huge fan park that's open. If you don't see it, you can't miss hearing it. We have the outside area, which I have seen away fans incidentally outside the Cop. Bars and little kind of street food takeaways and etc. that's in there. Come and check it out, because it's just a whole different atmosphere. And then any of the local pubs, there'll be no doubt some set out for away fans. But don't forget, you can also have a drink inside the ground. You've mentioned about your area. Are you in the safe standing?
Yeah.
It's interesting. My season ticket seat is a seat. I'm not in there, but I did during the FA Cup game actually go into it for the first time, and it is a totally different experience, and it is good to go through. So no doubt you guys are going to make a little bit of row as well. Should make for a fantastic atmosphere. I know there's going to be another large crowd down there from the Birmingham side of things. So before we sign off, as I did before, tell me what your head says and what your heart says the result will be.
It's going to be very similar, I think, to what it was down at ours. I think, heart is hoping we sneak a 1-0 or a 2-1 or something and get a bit of luck. But, I think head, another 2-0 loss or something, 2-0, I'd be, not really too surprised with. I think we'll be quite resilient, and hopefully I wouldn't expect us to leak goals. But at the end of the day, when you're going somewhere, where the team hasn't lost in 13 at home and, going from strength to strength, then, I'd only expect, I wouldn't go there expecting to get much away from it. But, I think any point, if we take a point, will be a positive, and, more just looking forward to the day out and, ticking another ground off, and especially a big one at Blues that we'll probably see in the Championship next season.
And I think this is the key. Most people have said it, but I'll go back to what I said earlier. This league is open, and it's incredibly hard at times to call what some of these results will be. You're not going to want to hear this, but unfortunately, I made a prediction at the start of the week where I said that I thought Birmingham would win 4-0, and I want to stick with that, just purely for the fact that I think that there's going to be, firstly, opportunities for us to extend our legs a little bit at the top of the table. Results have gone our way since the last league game. Also, Wickham losing their manager, some of their players going, other clubs seeing very similar things. But we do have also very tough games coming up over the next few weeks with Wickham, Wrexham, and Huddersfield all to play. So it's going to be tough, but I'm going to stick with my 4-0 prediction. I think if Stano starts and he is fit enough to start the game, you might see a couple of goals from him. Alfie May is going to obviously cause trouble, because he seems to with any team that he comes up against in that particular league. And we might even see a goal from midfield. So, yeah, my prediction is 4-0, and I'm actually going to go as far as going 2 from Stano, 1 from May, and I'll say a Water with the other one. As always, thank you very much. Safe journey up the M5, because I know that motorway can be an absolute nightmare, but safe journey up the M5 on Saturday. Here's to a great game. And obviously a raucous atmosphere that no doubt we will get. May the best team win. It's going to be Birmingham. But no, seriously, may the best team win. And I'll sign off by saying, for the rest of the season, I really do wish you all the best. I really do believe that you will be safe in this league. It's going to take one hell of a turnaround for those teams below to pull back, ultimately those points. I think you'll get the results that you need to stay in the league, and hopefully can then go on from strength to strength. But on Saturday, I want you to leak 4 goals. It's plain and simple. Again, Sam, thank you very much for joining us on the away end, which, of course, is going to continue with all of the future games coming up.
Hi, Gemini. The football transfer window's open. How are my team's stats looking?
Well, your team definitely has a lot of star power.
Do you think we're going to have a good season?
It's going to come down to consistency and a little bit of luck on your side.
I'll let you know if we win.
I'll be keeping an eye on the scores.
Yeah, me too.
Now we're talking. Transfer to Google Pixel 9 with Gemini Live today. Sequences shortened. Gemini Live available for ages 18+. Internet required. Results are illustrative. Check responses for accuracy. Feature and account compatibility limitations apply.
Yo, UK! At BetMGM, we give our players sports betting entertainment like nobody's business. Football, horse racing, darts, boxing, tennis, golf, NFL, NBA. You name it, we got it. Offers? You know it. Bet £10 and get £40 in free bets. BetMGM, it's showtime.
New customers only. Exclusions apply. 18+. Please gamble responsibly.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.